I'm going to give it a second. Sorry, folks. Anyways, we were, before we were rudely interrupted by Facebook conking out again, just when I said it wasn't doing it. I guess I jinxed myself, right? Oh dear. We got this card, wait. So again, I feel like if this is confirmation, if you feel like, you know, you need to wait for a sign or wait for feeling like it's really ready to happen, then wait. That would be your confirmation. The other thing is if you are waiting to hear about more than one job or more than one position, maybe this is about, really waiting for the job offer that just is like, whoa, yes, this is exactly what I was waiting for. That doesn't mean like if you need the money now and you need to jump on a job and you get an offer, you might want to just take it. But if you can hold out a little bit longer, I feel like there is something better in the works for you. The second card from the angels about our work, business, and marketing is meditation brings answers. So this is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video from part 1, is that you have to really get yourself into alignment, into that essence of what it is you are putting out in the world. And when you do that, you're much more powerful. You're connected to your power source. See, it's like that power source is just shining down like a triangle right over this person meditating. And I feel like it's saying, wait, take a step back, do some meditation, get in alignment with your source, feel more secure about your energies and what you're putting out. And then you're getting a big yes. So whatever it is that you have planned, you are getting a yes for it. If you were asking a yes or no question about your business, the answer is yes. So there's a lot of different interpretations for this depending on your circumstances. So just know that you are being protected and guided. So follow your guidance. It comes through meditation, and you have Archangel Michael helping you achieve during the month of this last weeks of August and the beginning through the end of September. All right, I have about 10 more minutes. So if you have a question about marketing or business in any way, please ask it. I'm going to pull another tarot card for the energies of work for us for Q3. Is there anything else we need to know? And I wanted to remind y'all, and I'll be posting about this on my profile, a link to my mastermind, which is now open for registration. It's called Venus Soaked Business. It's for entrepreneurs who are, really want accountability. We're going to meet every week for 6 weeks. I'm going to be giving you Venus meditations and clearings to really help you. You'll have fierce accountability. You'll be able to really see something come into form and fruition in 6 weeks. So everybody's coming in with their revenue goals, with their goals for their business. So it's going to be awesome. And it starts September 10th. And I have 5 spots open. I did send out some private invites a couple weeks ago, and so I'm half filled. Taking about 10 entrepreneurs, so 10 to 12 entrepreneurs. Let's see. Got a bunch that fell out, but one fell out by itself. So I'm taking that one. I'm going to ask for maybe 1 or 2 more. And I'm trying to think. I think Colleen had another question on the other video. So I'm going to see if I can find it. Okay. Colleen said, do you feel by not having Venmo and PayPal and other alternative payment methods, it will curtail your business? Yeah, I think definitely having at least either PayPal or Venmo. I have both, and then I also use Stripe. But my PayPal here, I can use my phone with a slider, a swiper, a card swiper, or just type in the card number to take credit cards. Some people like that. I definitely generally don't take checks for things because it's too crazy, but cash and checks for a class or for like just a service where it's face to face, if like Colleen is a hairdresser, so and an amazing photographer. So yeah, so I think it's good to have options for people for sure. Make it easy for them to buy from you. That's what I always tell people. So like when you're marketing something, telling people about something, like I'm talking about my mastermind, you have to give them a call to action. So for me, that call to action would be, yeah, go to my website at mythicrhythm.com, or if you can't remember that, go to chrisoster.com, and you'll find the information there. Or, whatever. Another call to action could be leave me a question for this Q&A in the comments below. Anytime you want a specific kind of result, be clear about it with whoever it is you're talking to, whoever it is your audience. It could be, a bigger audience, like an online thing like this. It could be a one-on-one. I remember the first time I had to sell like one of my coaching packages, and I was so nervous because, like I talked about earlier in the first video, is rejection. Fear of rejection has been a big stopper for me in my business. I've had to learn to work with that. But I was telling her about, I was talking to her for about an hour, and I was just like, I just couldn't come out and say, do you want to work with me? And I just kept talking and talking. And finally I just took a breath because I was just like, oh God, I just should let her say something. And this was like during a discovery conversation. It was face to face. It was like one of my very first coaching clients, and I'm still really good friends with her now. She's amazing, amazing woman. And she finally just said, well, are you open to me working with you? And I'm like, yes, of course. But it was like, I was just too afraid to ask her, do you want to work with me? It's like, we had an hour to talk about it. She asked me questions. She seemed excited. You don't have to wait an hour after talking to somebody. She just so happened to be really just excited about it and really wanted to work with me. So she finally just asked, can I work with you? Duh. So always keep in mind that you have to give your audience, tell them what to do. I know it sounds like, God, it sounds so pushy. It sounds kind of yucky. It isn't, because they're just like, they're enamored with you. They're loving whatever it is you're doing. And, all of a sudden they're like ready to just say yes to something because they're all excited about it. And then you're like, okay, well, that's it. Bye. And they're like, oh, what do I do next? And then they just move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? So always have, whatever it is, that call to action is what we call it in business, but that one thing you want your audience to do with this information you're giving them, right? Okay. I saw a question come through. Hi, Marie. Okay, how important is it to have an advisory team? Okay. I like to look at myself and my spiritual guides as my advisory team. But yeah, it depends on what business you're in, right? I mean, if you don't know jack diddly about how to write good marketing copy, then yeah, you would want the advice of somebody who does it professionally. If you want to open up do bookkeeping for your business, you don't know how to do the taxes, you don't know what to write off, then yes, you need an accountant. So yeah, there's certain things that I think as a business owner, as you graduate to certain levels, certain different levels of income and experience, yes, you definitely want to have advisors, especially on things that you don't know much about. And, as entrepreneurs, a lot of times we wear a lot of different hats and try to do everything: the graphic design, the web design, the coding, the social media marketing. It's like, I have a very diverse background, so I have a lot of those skills, but I've been using them less and less because that's not really going to help my business. What helps my business is me doing my spiritual work, meditating and writing, creating rituals, doing tarot readings. It's going to be different for everybody. But yeah, as far as, if you're building out a team, there's different things you probably want to avoid. And one of those is any sort of customer facing relationship sort of things. Unless you're a multi-million-dollar huge business franchise, you want to have direct communication with your clients and customers. Even the same goes with like PR. A lot of people hire a PR person, and one of my mentors, Melissa Casera, in one of our masterminds this week, or maybe it was last week, was talking about how a lot of people in their business, especially in the beginning, will hire a publicist. And there's a lot of problems with that because, they might only be able to hire them for a month, 3 months, or 6 months. And then once their tenure is done, you don't have access to any of the people they reached out to. They take their contacts with them. Whereas if you do your own publicity in the beginning, especially, you make relationships with people in media, with people in the newspapers, whatever it is, people who run their own podcasts. So if you have those relationships built, you can go back to them time and time again to help you get your message out in the world. Whereas if you hire somebody for a lot of money to do that for you, let's say you have a 6-month contract and you get some results, but not the results that you want because, number one, you're beginning. So maybe a year later, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really growing. I'm so much more ready for this media coverage. And guess what? You don't have access to any of those people. You don't have a relationship built with them. So you're starting from scratch. So you definitely want to have parts of your team be skills that you don't have or that you really don't have the time to do. Website coding, graphic design, copywriting, strategy, accounting, bookkeeping. Some people like to do all of that themselves, and that's great. It depends on the size of your business and what you know how to do. So, but yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's good to have an advisory team that you can really trust. Trust is like, and that they have given you good advice in the past, right? Okay, so I don't see any other questions right now, so I'm going to go into the cards. We got great cards for the rest energy of the quarter. So we have the Knight of Wands, very much bold, charge in there boldly, be decisive. Even if that means deciding to wait on something for a little bit, you're deciding something. Don't waffle in, take back your power. The Hierophant, this is about following tradition, doing things in traditional ways. And I think being committed to your path, being committed to your message, like really, knowing that there's also the card of Taurus, so another earth sign. So be grounded in what really am really committed, fully committed to your path for the quarter, to what you're offering your clients and audience. If anything else comes up, I will let you know. But it's the card of marriage, traditional marriage and partnerships. So following something that works for you. Okay. And then we got the 10 of Cups. So this is about feeling fulfilled in your business, feeling like you have abundance, you have happiness, you have fulfillment, there's time with family, you have balance. Um, this Q3 is going to end at the end of September, and you're going to feel really accomplished. 10 is also the month of October. So yeah, so by the time you go into October, you're really going to be feeling in your power, and you're in the flow. You know what I mean? Um, like right now, it might feel a little heavy. It might feel like, okay, I'm putting a little bit more work in. I have to really do a lot of work to get myself in balance and in alignment. But by the time we get to the end of this month of September, you're going to be like golden, the golden cups. And the final card for our energies is the King of Swords. So we had the King of Pentacles earlier. This is representing Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And we got another Taurus card as well. This card represents Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. So the King of Swords is very much a very good communicator. So this is about really being powerful, decisive in your communication, being clear in your communication, and approaching things with logic, rationality. So you're going to have a lot of energy to get things done, I feel like, which is great. I've been lacking energy in August, so I think from here on out, I feel my energy is definitely on an upsurge, and hopefully yours is too. You know, this isn't necessarily the time to be a rebel. Wait for Q4 to do that, right? Which is kind of more of the darker part of the year, the more trickster part of the year. You want to be very systematic for the rest of Q3. You know, your energy's coming back. You're making your dreams come true in your business. Money looks good. Growth looks good. And just stick to what you know. Like, you don't necessarily want to go off the beaten path the rest of this quarter. Just, you want to end it in a strong way. That could be, you know, again, being of service, focusing on service, focusing on really being in alignment and in balance with your business and your own energies. And just having an awareness of partners around you, of being that mirror for people. People are really looking to you as the example of, you know, what they truly desire, because they're going to be projecting it on you. You know, that's part of life. It's a part of how we see each other. We see each other's mirrors. So being a little bit more analytical too about what is it that I'm a reflection of? What am I reflecting to people? How are they perceiving my actions, right? Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of risk-taking cards for Q3. So it doesn't mean you don't start something new. Certainly. We talked about power times of the month and of the year to seed something new, to be in your full power, and that's on the first video. So it's going to be the Marketing Muse Q&A part 1. All right, so I'm going to sign off, and let's see here. If you want personal readings, you could go to my website. It's chrisoster.com, and I have some very specific kind of business readings for business strategy. And then if you just want to have a half hour or an hour with me I can advise you on questions about your business that you have. and we will use the cards, which is really a great way to access deeper wisdom and some spiritual insight into what you're doing in your business and how to bring in more income. The second part is that I'm starting my mastermind. It's September 10th, but registration is open and we're already half filled. So I'm really excited. So Venus Soaked Business Mastermind for entrepreneurs who are really ready to get fierce accountability. We're meeting every week for an hour in small groups over video conferencing. I'm giving you all kinds of clearing meditations, and I'm also doing a one-on-one strategy with everybody who's in the mastermind, so you can get clear about what is the goal for the next 6 weeks. What am I building in that I'm going to unleash in Q4 or in Q1 2020? I mean, 2020 is going to be a huge shift because we have Jupiter moving into Capricorn. That's my sign. So it's going to be an amazing time. So I hope you can join me for the mastermind. I will be doing also another Marketing Muse Q&A in Q4. So probably maybe mid-October is the next time I will be back to do this particular Q&A. So you can also go to my Facebook group, Marketing Muse, and every week we promote each other's stuff on Tuesdays. Yeah, it's great. So I will leave a link to the Marketing Muse and to my website when I'm done, and sending you all blessings. It's going to be an amazing end of Q3, so just gather your energy, rest, meditate, get in alignment, and kick some ass. Okay, friends, bye.